What's good, y'all? Welcome back to your Washington Capitals franchise mode here on NHL 25, and it is time for the 2032 NHL playoffs as we look to go back-to-back with Stanley Cup victories. So, obviously in the last episode, we kind of wrapped up the season, got all that done, and we are back here in the playoffs once again in the first round against the Carolina Hurricanes. So, I ended the last episode saying I might make some line changes, and I did just that. So we had Gavin McKenna on the first line for the whole year, but I'm going to go with T. Jiggin on that first line right wing because, well, for one, he outplayed him this year, even on the second line for most of it, 61 points compared to McKenna's 59. So, I mean, pretty close, but yeah, I just think for the playoffs, we want to have our best lineups possible. Again, in the slow sum, I don't know if chemistry has a big factor, but a +5 on that first line. Second line, we still got Nieminen and Leonard, and we have McKenna with them now. Hopefully, Nieminen can have a better playoff run than he did regular season. Of course, we know he was a beast last year in the playoffs, so I know he's got it in him. We'll just see if he can perform up to that level. Third line, we're going to go with the trade deadline acquisition. Val Nichushkin, Connor McMichael, and Caden Wallace, pretty much the same. And same with the fourth line, Tomasino, Pinto, and Iginla. Defensively, all looking the same. This has been the same defense the last few years, and they have been absolutely incredible. So, not the best season from Matejchuk and Hughes. Matejchuk a -9 and Hughes a -6, but I credit some of that to the poor goaltending from earlier in the season. Speaking of goaltending, I am going to go with Adin Hill as the Game 1 starter. This guy was our backup for the last half of the year for 11 games. He played very well, .914 save percentage, which in this timeline is really good. And he is a former Cup champion, so I know he's got the experience. We're going to give him the Game 1 start, but I am not afraid to move goalies this year because everyone is around the same overall. We don't really have a true starter right now, so it's really just play for the net. If you're playing good enough, then you'll keep the net. We got Vemelka backing him up, who's been really good for us. Murphy's been AHL starter, NHL backup, so not afraid to go to him. And then we still do have Hamberla on the scratch list right now just because didn't have a great end of the year with us. In 30 games. So, like I said, I'm going to try out Hill and Vemelka. And then, of course, if all three of them are not working, then I do have Tristan Lennox, who's also 80 overall in the AHL. He was great for us in the AHL. So, if I really get desperate, I can go to him. I can go to even Clay Stevenson if I need to. I don't care. Whoever plays the best in goal is who we will keep. So, let's not waste any more time. I believe we did go over Carolina's lines in the last episode, so if you want to take a look at who we're going against, you can check out the end of that. So let's just hop into Game 1 right here. We are cup or bust at this point. We've already proven we can win one, so we're going to go for that repeat here and hopefully start a dynasty. So Game 1 in Carolina. Let's see who will take an early advantage in this series. First period, 0-0. All right, shots are about even. Nothing yet. Second period. All right, 2-2, very different period. Moser and, JJ Moser, both of their goals. He started off the period scoring and ended the period scoring. And Pinto and Nieminen for us, so good to see Nieminen off to a hot start. And third period, this is clutch time, so shots are still even, pretty even game so far. It's just about who's going to break away. And Quinn Hughes with a big goal, and Cole Hudson. Okay, so two quick goals from our back end. Our two leading defensemen, of course, in scoring. One thing I did want to ask about Hudson, maybe you guys know on Iceman on the power play, a big insurance marker, and we are looking like, as long as we don't have a complete collapse, on our way to win game number 1 in Carolina. Beautiful game. 5-2, a perfect game, as I have said before. I noticed, I think I've watched other people do those season goals, and as soon as their player completes that goal, they get that, whatever it was, X Factor, stat boost. Now, when you have morale on, it does show their current goal. So, like, I think there's like a screen, one of these tabs that would show like the morale, how happy they are, and then their goals on the right, and it would show their goal. Now, it doesn't show that for Hudson because we have morale turned off, and he doesn't have gold third eye, I believe was his goal. I don't know if we have to wait till the end of the season. Then we'll have another conversation. Maybe he'll gain it in the offseason, but I'm pretty sure I've seen people gain them, or players gain them, immediately after their goal is complete. So I don't know if having morale off is preventing that. I don't really see why they would have that conversation still in if you have morale off, but I don't know, maybe just something they didn't think about with the programming. So, and maybe it could happen in the offseason, so we'll just have to wait and see. But not too worried about that right now, as we have a 1-0 lead in the series right now against Carolina. So let's hop into game 2. First period. Ooh, okay. So Aiden Hill had a great performance, only 2 goals against on like 30 shots. But game two is getting blown up so far. Dorofeyev, Svechnikov, and Kakaniemi. And not a good performance. Let's see if our offense can help them out though. Second period. Okay, 5-1. Yeah, this is all but over. Aiden Hill kind of dropping the ball here in game two, so that's a bit unfortunate. Power play for us early. Can we get back into this game? Not looking like it. So probably going to be, well, definitely going to be a game two loss here. Another power play. Oh yeah, this one's over. All right. Bergfist does get another one, but we lose 6-2 in that one. Aiden Hill with an absolutely atrocious performance. Yeah, 6 goals against. I mean, 44 shots, but he gave all of them up right away too. So I know we had a great game one, but I think I'm gonna go straight to. I mean, yeah, he's already down to 8-9-3. I think I'm gonna go straight to Vemelka here for game three. I said play for the net. Game one, he definitely earned that and held on to the net for game two. But yeah, after that game, I think he needs a rest. Now, one thing I did notice, I was actually looking at their underlying numbers, and I don't know if this has anything to do with that. If you take a look in his athletic category, he has 81 durability and 81 endurance. So maybe, I mean, that's probably why he was so successful as a backup. He only had limited games played, and then they were spaced out. So maybe doing a rotation, even if the goalies are playing well, might be a good option. But like I said, I'm whoever's playing for the net, I'm gonna go with my best bet. Like if Vemelka has 3 games in a row where he's got like a 9.25 or something, like obviously I'm gonna play him again. So it could be to our detriment, but that's what I'm gonna go with. So yeah, the mystery goaltending is definitely going to be an issue for this team. Hopefully, we can still get above that, and hopefully, we can have a goalie rise above like we did last year with Lindbaum. So, forward and defensive wise, I'm not going to make any crazy changes. It's just one game, and it was mostly on our goaltending, it seems. So, let's hop into game three back in Washington. This is a huge game to see if we can take the lead back in the series. So, first period. Okay, 2-1 Carolina. Iserman did start out the game with a power play goal, but Natchez and Nikishin get it back for them. 14 to 10 are the shots in favor of Carolina as we go into the second. All right, 5-4. So again, not a good performance from our goalie. That Nadeau goal at the end really hurts as they get back within one with a minute left. But yeah, 4 goals on 25 shots. Thankfully, in this game, the offense has came to play though. Lazan also got a goal for them, but in this period we had Aginla, McKenna, Leonard on the power play, and a shorty for Valnichuskin. So big game three here. Let's hope we can hang on to this lead because taking this game would be very huge. 2-1 either way is a very big advantage because then you're only 1 game away from having the series in control, basically. So power play for us goes nowhere. 5 minutes left, and we do get another one from our captain, Connor McMichael, a big insurance goal. 2 minutes left. Can we hang on to this lead? Empty entered by Valnichuskin ends it, and we win 7-4. So not a good start for Vemelka, but I mean it was kind of 4 goals over 2 periods, and then he shut the door in the third. So that gives me a bit of hope at the end there. So I'm gonna give him another game here. I know his save percentage isn't gonna look very pretty, but yeah, 8.78. But I'm glad our offense did show up. That also makes me very happy because last year we did win the cup. I'm not complaining, but that was one thing about well, there was 2 main things that were keeping us down. The penalties, first of all, we were taking way too many penalties, just letting them dominate the game. And what was it? Our offense wasn't like we had good games offensively, but we weren't consistent enough sometimes. Like we couldn't help our goalies out if they were struggling. They kind of just if they scored a few, the game was over. So, but I'm not complaining. We won the cup. But anyway, game four in Washington. Once again, we have the opportunity to take a 3-1 lead here and have very very good control over the series. So this isn't. I mean, every game in the playoffs is huge, but very very big one right here. First period, 2-1 us. All right, Svechnikov early goal for them. But we were able to stop the bleeding right away as Aginla scored literally 5 seconds later. And then the power play shooting gets one 12 minutes, well, 7 minutes into the period, 7.5. Shots are dead even as we go into the second. All right, they tie it up. Unger Shorum for them pretty early in the period again, but Vemelka seemed to, close out the periods very well so far. So third period, we got to hope our offense shows up. A power play early for us goes nowhere. And we also got to hope that we can shut the door. And as soon as I say that, Bradley Nadeau on the power play. But once again, the penalties costing us. I mean, I think their other goals were even strength. Yep. But a costly penalty right there. And then Morrow. Yeah. So penalty really, really screwed us there. 3 minutes left. Can we get anything from our offense? And they're not going to help out this game. So, well, I guess only 3 goals against for Vanelka there because the other one was empty netter. Still not going to be a great... Oh, I thought the one was an empty netter. Maybe it wasn't. How far into the period was it? Oh, it wouldn't have been then. Okay. So, not another good game for Vanelka. I'm probably going to go... do I even want to go back to Hill is the question, though. So the series is tied. Do I give Aiden Hill one more game? He did have a good... I guess he didn't have a good game. So, I'll give Hill another game. If he doesn't play good, then we're going to go with Hermala. I always forget how to say his name. But yeah, I'm going to give Hill one more game because he did prove to us he can have a good game. Yeah, Hammerless. So I'll go back to him if he struggles in this game. So game 5 in Carolina. Actually, before we jump right in, let me just see if there's any changes I want to make to the forward or defense group because we've been so focused on the goalies, but we can see if there's any problems here. So Eiserman does have the points, but the -1. Same thing with, yeah, these guys all have 2 goals, 3 assists, and they're all -1 besides Ginla. Okay, second line. McKenna does have 5 points. So second line's doing okay. Neiman is struggling. I mean, not, yeah, -2 points. It's struggling a little bit. Wallace an assist. McMichael. Valnichuskin's actually been really good. Maybe move him up for game 5 here. 8 penalty minutes for Pinto is a lot for the fourth line especially. But, I mean, not too much I can do there. So we're going to move Nichushkin up. That does give the second line a +4. Again, Slowsome, don't know if chemistry even matters. Quinn Hughes, 4 points. Matejchuk has kind of been okay. Ooh, Hudson and Bergfist have struggled a bit. Okay. I don't necessarily want to break them up. I mean, honestly, though, we could try out the 2 offensive defensemen on the top pair. Does give this a minus, though. I mean, Bergfist has struggled, so maybe we break that up. Maybe we do something like this. Let's try something different. We're going to need the offense if our goaltending is going to be an issue, so we'll move him up. Power play-wise, how was our power play? I know we've got a few power play goals. Power play, oh yeah, we're first in the playoffs. 11th in penalty kill. Definitely not great, but I think it's more so that we're taking so many penalties. Well, let me see. How many penalties have we taken? Where can I look at stats? Team stats for the playoffs. Let's just sort by entirely. Can I sort by penalty minutes? Like, just in general? Or I guess time shorthanded, right? Okay, we're not doing... I mean, wow, the Oilers 23 times shorthanded. We're about middle of the pack, so... You could argue make a change to the penalty kill. I mean, let me take a look here. Who do we got? I mean, it's such a small sample size, too. It's hard to judge. I know I said our power play was good, too, though. Okay, Pinto has gotten a lot of... Well, that's not really the issue of that. McMichael, and then we have Leonard. No, I don't really want to make any changes, I don't think. Maybe bring Hughes down for, like, a Bergfist. Try that out. Yeah, we'll try that out. But yeah, I don't want to make any drastic changes. I mean, we're still just 2-2 in the series. Just got to trust in the boys. I mean, we won a Stanley Cup last year. It took a lot of Game 6s, Game 7s. So just got to trust that we can win the big one. So here we go. Speaking of a big game, Game 5, the winner of this takes a 3-2 series lead. So this is literally for a big advantage going into the rest of the series. So Game 5, we are in Carolina. Can we find a way to win this one? Here we go. Aiden Hill is in the net. First period. All right, 2-0 for us. Pinto, even strength, and then Nichushkin on the power play, both later in the period. Shots are 12-10 in our favor. Pretty even game besides the score. Hopefully that can continue in the second. All right, 3-1. Aho does get one on Hill, but Leonard answers back. So we still have that 2-goal lead. Shots are even. Let's see if we can hang on here in the third. I did see they had an early power play. Don't know if that was at the end of the second. But hopefully we can limit the penalties here. We don't want to get them back in the game. All right, 10 minutes left. Is there going to be a goal here in the third at all? Let's see, 5 minutes. Both goalies playing well. Another penalty for us, man. All right, good kill from our penalty kill. And we are able to shut the door. Aiden Hill, a 39 save performance. So, a great decision to start him. Now the question is, because Aiden Hill had a great game 1, and then he struggled in game 2. Do we stick with Hill because of the good game, or do we swap him out and give him a rest? Now, if we were let's say 3-1 in the series, I would be afraid to bench him. But I think because he's been our best goalie and we need a win here, I'm going to trust him. Now, if he has another rough game, then we're going to learn that, okay, we might have to do a tandem here in the playoffs. But, I mean, he's got a 9-2-1 over 3 games. I know it's been up and down, but I feel like we just have to trust in the best goalie that's played for us so far. So, game 6, we're back in Washington. We have all the momentum. Let's see if we can close this out in 6 against Carolina. I believe once again, I think we beat them in 6 last year and then had 2 Game 7s and then won the Cup. So, Game 6 in Carolina, keeping the lineup the same. Let's see if we can do it. First period. All right, 1-0 for them. Schneider. Shots are 12-9 in favor of us. We need our offense to wake up here, man, because if Hill has a rough game, we still need our offense to show up. Here we go, second period. All right, there we go, 1-1. Bergfist, right in the low slot, too. Not usually a place you find him, but we'll take it. Again, we are out shooting them. We just need our offense to step up here and win us this game. Here we go. 1-1 game. We need to break through here. All right, 5 minutes in. Let's see who's going to get the next goal. It could be just the game decider, so this is very big. And it's for Nikishin for the Hurricanes. All right. Then we give up like 2 penalties. All right, on the power play, we need one. Come on, offense. We need one. We need to tie the game. 3.5 minutes left. Come on, offense. I need you guys. Damn it, that was the game to win. Hill played great again. 2 goals against on 28 shots, but we're only able to get 1 past Kachekov. So Peter Kachekov stands on his head, gets Carolina to game 7. All right, so I mean, again, I know this would be Hill's 3rd game in a row, and I hope he doesn't get tired out, but I have to go with him. He has been easily the best goalie so far. Let's take a look at the lines one more time. Again, I don't want to make drastic changes because of a loss, but this is a big game, so we need the best lineup possible. Eiserman, he does have 6 points. I do need some more goal scoring from you, though. I know you, I mean, I've recited the regular season before in the playoffs where I said you've been a 70, 80 goal guy. 2 goals in 6 games. It's not bad, but we need more from you. Shooting 6 points. Solid, but again, I know you guys are better. You guys can be better than this. And then again, LaFive is about solid. McKenna's been really good on that second line. 6 assists, 7 points. Leonard does have a lot of penalty minutes. That is a bit concerning. 11 and 6. Don't know if he had like a fight or anything that boosted that. But Caden Wallace struggled a bit so far. Doesn't have a goal on -2. Ooh, yeah. And McMichael and Niemanen way down there. Okay. The question is, do I make a change here? I mean, the lineup hasn't played bad. We've just been a little inconsistent. I don't want to overstep. You could argue to bump McKenna back up, but he's been playing so well on that second line. Maybe we move Leonard down only because of the penalty minutes. And I know he's been good, though. Maybe just spread the lineup out is more of the... We could go with our captain. I know he has been struggling. But, I mean, man, this is tough. Now you're putting McKenna with two-way forwards, so I don't know how good that is. I mean, they got X factors that help, but... Maybe we just put our best forwards on the ice. Just bump Niemanen back up. I know... Well, what does Nichushkin have? He does have 3 goals, so I can't put him down. I might just trust in this lineup. I know the third line's struggling, but, I mean, you could argue to move a guy like Joe Aginla up. Only 1 assist. I mean, Pinto's played the best. But, I mean, you could do something like this, maybe. All right, I'll make that change. Defensively, oh, Hudson down to a -4 now. Okay, maybe that 2 OFD isn't a great idea. Although everyone else has played good. This is tough. Maybe we just move Matejchuk back up. I know these two... I mean, these two have been bad. It's just Hudson, -4. Do I put him with Rudolph, or do I put him back with Bergfist? Andranov's been really good, too, though. How's chemistry? That's a +2 as well. Again, I don't know if that affects anything, but... Alright, I'll try something like that. Andronov's... a +3. Aiden Hill, I know you've been very good in the last 3, and I'm worried that might be a sign that you might fall off in this game, but I have no choice but to trust you. I need a big game from you, but more importantly, I need our offense to step up. Iceman, I need more than 2 goals in the series, and I just really need more goals in general, man. We had let's see. Let's take a look at this so far. So game 1, we had 5 goals, 4. Good. Then we had 2. Then we had 7, and then we went back to 2. 3 is decent, and then we had 1. So we've had 2 big games of offense. 5 goals, 4, 7 goals, 4. And, I mean, yeah, the 7 goals, 4 was huge because it basically won us that game. Goalie was struggling. But I don't care if we end it 8-7, 1-0. I just need a win. But I do want to see our offense succeed here because we've been inconsistent. I need our offense to step up here in Game 7. So I can only do so much. We just got to see how it goes. Game 7, our Stanley Cup defense is on the line. Let's see if we can get it done in Carolina. Here we go. First period. 1-0 us. All right, Cole Iserman, I call you out and you respond. Exactly what I wanted to see. They are out shooting us, but we do lead 1-0. I need like 2 or 3 goals here, man. Come on. Second period. All right, 1 for them. Unger Shorm gets another 1 for them in this series. They are heavily out shooting us. The home crowd probably playing a factor into that. Listen, it hasn't been a pretty game for us. We only have 1 goal on 16 shots. We need to find a way to get it done. Both ends of the ice, Aiden Hill, need you to step up, shut it down. Offense, I need you guys to wake up. It's been too long since we've had a big period, a big game, big anything offensively. We need a big period right now. It's now or never, do or die. Third period, let's go. All right, here we go. We need a quick one. Come on. I didn't mean a quick penalty, dude. Like, it is just the same story as... Okay. All right, so what are we doing, guys? Shooting and... boarding... okay. That's how we're going to lose the series? That's how we're going to lose our Stanley Cup defense. We want to take penalties. 3 minutes left, down 2, and there will be no dynasty to start out. We losing 7 games in the first round to Carolina. Unbelievable, man. That's what cost us a fucking playoff series, is penalties. I mean, what am I supposed to do? And it's like McMichael's our captain and Shudin is our best overall player. Him and Hughes. What am I supposed to do about that? So once again, penalties a big factor in the playoffs, and this time we can't escape it. I mean, I guess Shudin only had 4 in the series. I can't beat that match. Just timely. Leonard had 11 early on too. Pinto with 8. I mean, just spread across the lineup. Guys are taking penalties. Tomasino 5, so he must have had a fight. Which isn't that's whatever. Defensively, Andronov did have 4. I mean, it's not like... I mean, Leonard had 11, and it was like 5 or 6 games in. Again, I don't know if does it show me if he had a fight? I know it does in the regular season. Let's see. Face-up percentage, hits, blocks, shots. Might have to go in the other screen, but we can take a look real quick. I just want to see, because if he had a fight in there and then he had 6, it's like, okay. I mean, it's not detrimental. I mean, other guys had about the same. So does it show me fights on this screen? It does. Okay. Did anybody even fight? No. So how did Tomasino have 5 penalty minutes is my question then. If he didn't have a fight. Unless I'm just... Or maybe... Oh, you know what? He probably had a game misconduct. So even worse. Like, literally the worst. So we didn't have a single fight. So these were all double minors, majors. We just took way too many penalties. We'll start from the back end. Aiden Hill was absolutely amazing. He did have 1 game where he struggled, but besides that, he was absolutely incredible. You could argue going to Vejmelka may have ruined some of that, dropping that game, but I don't think... I really think the big issue was inconsistent offense and penalty minutes. That is the 2 big things. Cole Iserman, can't blame you for the series loss. You stepped up in Game 7, got a goal. I know you can do better than 3 goals in 7 games, but overall you were pretty solid. Same thing with Shudin, although the timely penalty really puts a sour note on that. Gavin McKenna, you did have a -2, 7 points, still solid. One a bit quiet at the end, but again, can't blame you. Ginla +3, 5 points. That's not bad. Leonard, the points were there. The penalty minutes, I mean, that was a big focus on this whole series, and you led the team. So Not great. Nichushkin, 3 goals. Pretty good deadline pickup. Just weren't able to do anything with them. And even continued to struggle, man. I mean, he had a hot start, had the goal in game 1. -4, though, 3 points. Not great. Pinto was okay. McMichael really struggled, our captain, unfortunately. And just someone, we didn't get no help from the depth either. So, not great there. Quinn Hughes, you played okay. I know you can play better than that as well, but again, can't blame you. Bergfist was shaky. 2 goals, though. I mean, I'm not mad at that. Andronov was good. Hudson really struggled. A -4, 1 goal. We definitely need a lot better from him. Matejchuk was solid. Rudolph was just there, I guess. And we already went through goalies. So, I mean, we could quickly take a look at Carolina, who got it done for them. Yeah, Svechnikov, big series, 10 points. Pretty spread. I mean, this is the kind of scoring I would like. Spread. I mean, you have your top guy up here with 10 points, but then just overall spread scoring. Like, everyone's contributing, you know. Wow, I didn't even notice. They actually took a lot of penalties themselves. So, if we thought it was bad for us, it was really bad for them. Maybe it's just the timing on the penalties for us. On the back end, they had consistent scoring. And then Kachukov was up and down, but got it done when they needed it. So, yeah, I mean, just a rough series for us. Fallen 7. Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to be disappointed, though, after winning the Cup, a round 1 exit. We just kind of got to take it as men and move on. I mean, there's not much we can do. So, before I sim, is there any contracts that I need to watch? I know we signed Niemanen or whoever it was. So these guys are all good. I think McMichael, right? Nichushkin was a rental. No, McMichael we did resign. Shane Pinto. How much extension money do we have? 6.5. Pinto doesn't want a lot. He has been really good 4th liner for us, to be honest. Let me look here. Andronov, we're probably going to qualify again. Goalies, Aiden Hill and Vamelka probably are going to retire. Even if they don't, they're going to drop. I'm really stuck what to do with goalies because I feel like the best option is to just sign cheap goalies and hope we can find the one. I mean, Aiden Hill was great. So if we can keep getting goalies like that, just sign a good amount of goalies and just rotate, see who plays the best. At the same time, it's hard not to have a for sure answer in net. Like, the only thing is acquiring a goalie would cost us some money that we don't have. So there is that. We'd have to give up one of our forwards or defensemen, essentially, like a top 4 defenseman, top 6 forward. So we'll kind of just have to go into the off season deciding from there. You could argue to bring back a guy like Nichushkin. I think just under 4 mil is a bit much, though. I mean, can we even go down to yeah, he's gonna a bit too much than I would need. I mean, we could go ahead and sign him again if we need to, but Pinto though, I wouldn't be opposed. I would look more for a 1-year deal though. How much we have to pay him? Something like that at least. Because I'm going to guess we have contracts up next year. I think next year's another big year, isn't it? Yep. T. Ginla's up. Matejchuk's up, and he's a UFA. Bergfist is up, and he only makes 6 mil right now. That's scary. Caden Wallace is also up off of his ELC. So there is that. We'll come back to Pinto. Maybe he'll last for a 1 year, and we can sign him there. So, yeah, let's just send him up to the draft. I mean, we can get that out of the way. Maybe the first part of free agency. But maybe the AHL team, we'll see if they win. I'm not going to follow them too closely, but if they win, that'll be cool at least. As we can take a look at the draft class, I don't think we even have a lottery pick. I know that pick we traded for. All right, I think we do have a pick that we traded for, but I don't think it's going to be a top one. So pretty run-of-the-mill draft class. Again, the top guy we don't know anything about, so don't know if there is a franchise guy here. I almost wonder, he has to be at least high elite then, right? If he's 1 year out, unless that's this dude and it's just not, yeah, defenseman. All right, DePenta. Yeah, we literally have no. I wonder why this dude is second. He's 1 year out. These guys are all NHL ready. I mean, the grades aren't really that good, so maybe a bit of a weaker class here in terms of overall. Any steals that we know of? There's a goalie at 196, and honestly, it might not be a bad idea to draft a goalie with how poorly. Well, I can't really say that, but we don't have stability in net right now. Brent Fitz, 3-bar, low elite. Same thing with Jalmerson, Callie Jalmerson. So we can target those guys if we wanted to. Top 6 at 41. Some later guys. So, I mean, it might not be a very eventful draft for us, but we'll kind of have to look to see what we want to do in the offseason here. So let's go ahead and see who's going to win the Stanley Cup. It is going to be the Carolina Hurricanes, so that makes me feel a little bit better. We lose to the eventual Cup champs, so congratulations to them. Wilkes-Barre in the AHL winning the Calder Cup. So at least there's a bit of a silver lining. Of course not. Wow. Ottawa wins the draft lottery going from 3-1 with Philly's pick, and Philly stays at 2 with Boston's pick. So 2 moved picks, the top 2 picks. Ottawa's also at 6. So both of them trading for picks that ended up being the top 2 picks and also their own pick. I mean, Philly traded their pick to Ottawa, so that's where that went. And then Ottawa's pick is number 6, and it stayed there. So, wow, successful draft for those two. They definitely are the winners of the draft. You can argue Philly traded the first pick and, cost them a little bit, but they do at least have the second. Retired players. The top point getter, Mika Zibanejad. Interesting. Jake Gensel, Horvat. A weaker class than we're used to seeing. I mean, there was a class where we had Ovi, Crosby, Jamie Benn, all those guys retired, but I mean, a lot of good players around here. I'm not going to disrespect them. And then in net, Jordan Bennington, Linus Allmark, John Gibson. So pretty solid goalies at least. Ivan Fedotov. How tall is he? 6'7". God damn. Did he ever figure it out in the NHL? He just really was AHL guy. Oh, we did have him that one year. That's right. I forgot about that. We signed him just kind of for fun when we were poverty. Yeah, that was definitely a rough time for our fans. We were just blowing through those seasons, man. I mean, it was rough. So at least this is a lot better than where we were at. So there is that. Let's get to draft day. We can take a look at any player growth, and I actually want to see Cole Hudson if he did gain goal third eye. So Shudin still a 96. I mean, usually the franchise guy cap out about there at 97. Iserman back up to a 91 after a bounce back year. That's cool to see. 64 goals. Hopefully he continue a pace like that. Again, still at a 90. Leonard still at a 90. McKenna still at an 89. I'm glad to see he's keeping his franchise potential. Still no zone ability, which is a bit unfortunate. If we can do a challenge this year, I want to see if we can do one that'll boost his puck skills, because maybe that's holding him back from being like an elite player. Because everything else looks great. He's got 98 offensive awareness. He's got decent skating, a really good shooting category, at least for power, as a playmaker especially. Niemanen, I think he was a 90, dropping back down to 89, but Iserman dropped down to 89 and had a bounce back years, so we're just going to hope for that. He might have also lost a X Factor, but I'm not 100% sure. McMichael somehow still in 86, despite playing third and fourth lines. So that's good to see. He's got 4.5 for the next 3 years. Gonna let down one, but understandable. He's just kind of stuck on that third line. He's being used as a depth scorer right now. Wallace up to 85, still listed as a third liner. He might become a second liner by the off season or by the start of the next season. So we'll have to watch for that. All these guys about the same. Oh yeah, and we have Lundin coming up, so that actually might make a case for us not to sign Pinto. Okay, that's very interesting. Although Lundin is a center, all these like generated. It's really weird. I don't know if it's like a backwards coding thing or they just too lazy to change it. But generated guys who are centers have shitty face-offs, and generated guys who are winners always have good face-offs. Like it's literally backwards. I don't know if they're just lazy or just it's like a coding issue or what. Quinn Hughes does drop one to a 95. He did have a bit of a down year, so I can kind of understand that. Still a franchise potential. He's getting up there 32, but he's right in his prime still. Matejchuk's still a 90. That's good to see. 87 still for Bergfist, and I think he gained 2 abilities. I don't think he had those before, so that's good to see. I guess he did have a good year this year. So, all right, Cole Hudson, he's up to an 87. Does he have gold third eye? No. So I think the X factors might only work if you have morale on. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain we had 40 assists for him, and he crushed that. So not sure what's going on with that, but I mean I'm not complaining. He had a good year and everything. So we'll have to decide on our depth defense for sure. Hammerla up to an 84. Kind of carried by his performance in New York, but yeah, I don't really see any reason to bring him back. He's not asking for too much, but I don't know. Aiden Hill, you can argue just for depth option. He proved himself. What's he even asking for right now? Yeah, he's asking for absolutely nothing. So, honestly, I'll just give him that, and then we'll, even if he drops, we can just put him in the AHL. It's not a big deal. In the system, anybody? Let me start by potential here. Stapleton, he could be ready for the NHL. He probably will be ready for the NHL next year. So that could solve our 6th defenseman question mark. Because so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, Rudolph did drop. I didn't even notice that at first. Okay. I do like Dax. Dax has been really good for us. Those 3 straight... Oh, wait. He was on Hershey. But 2 straight seasons plus 22. It's hard to break up that bottom pair. But if we're not able to keep on drawing off as well, that could be... we could try out... I mean, we got to give Stapleton a chance if he's ready. So we'll have to see. There could be a trade incoming for those guys. We'll have to see. Yeah, so, I mean, pretty good for the player growth. Nothing drastic changing. A few guys up, a couple guys down. So there is that. I say we just hop right into this draft. Let me just double check on what we have for picks. So we do have 2 first-rounders. That's what I thought. But we have Colorado's, and they were very good. So 21, 25. You could argue we might want to trade them. Let me just kind of look at what's available in that range. If a team is trying to trade their pick, we could move up. Again, though, I don't know if this is the time to be taking on prospects. We kind of just need win now, guys. There is a medium top 4, Damian DeKaiser, maybe the son of Danny. Hopefully he's a bit better than his, assuming that's his father. Mauricio Smith's top 6 forward. So there's some B-level prospects around this range still, which is nice. This dude is 1 bar medium elite. I mean, it's kind of a long shot. 4 years out, yeah. AHL 3 bar. Is there any, like, guys with, like, 1 year out or anything? 3 years. 2 years for Hawes, Trevor Hawes. Could be top 6. 4 years. I mean, they're all about the same. So, might not be a bad idea to look to trade those picks. So let's go ahead and hop into the draft here. And we will see. All right, so nobody trading the top 5 or 10. The highest pick on the block is 17 from Dallas. Okay. That's only 4 picks away from us, so I don't really... I mean, there's Renus, 2 years... I mean, no. It's Rick Nash comparison is kind of close. I mean, these guys are, like, maybe slightly better than who we can get, but it's just not worth moving up at that point. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at what's on the block around the league then, because I'm actually very willing to move these picks for the right price. So, that's Seth Jones. Holy hell. Yeah, in the AHL at this point. Joe Furry expiring, though. I mean, we could have exclusive signing rights, but... yeah, Gratham never grew, so I'm not mad that we traded him. Got the most out of the value. He's probably going to drop down to below medium elite, top 4 defenseman after this year. This guy for the Kings, Lazowski, but again, he's expiring, it looks. Minnesota has a lot of players on the block. Okay. Ogren to sign long term. Not a bad contract. Actually, a really good contract. And he would be a perfect third liner for us. Could be like a Val Nichushkin replacement. The only thing is like having a guy locked up is not ideal, considering we still have guys always coming up. So I got like Hunter Haight though, 2-way forward. He could be like a cheap option. Shout out former Spirit once again, Memorial Cup champion. You know, could be a little biased, but I wouldn't mind picking up Hunter Haight. Let's keep looking though. Again, Montreal giving up a lot of guys here. Uri Slavkovsky on the block, expiring after next year. Are we able to trade for him? Looks like it lets me select him. I think if it's in the green, we can. Francesco Pinelli, though, a cheaper option. Because we might not even have the money for Slavkovsky. We'd have to get them retained. He is a playmaker, though. I mean, you could argue I mean, if he's on the third line with Wallace, that could help the depth scoring a little bit. And then have, like... who the fuck do we have on the third line, too? I know our top 6 is, like, set right now, unless Wallace moves up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah, McMichael, of course, our captain. So he can be, like, that two-way guy and then the playmaker and sniper. That could be not a bad option. Again, though, like, Aginla could play third line. We've kind of really sheltered him. Unfortunately, you could argue that we could move on from Joe Aginla. I mean, we've talked about trading him unless he's going to play on that third line with Wallace, but he's already a sniper, and we have a two-way forward. And then you start to wonder, like, where do you play McMichael? Do you play him on the fourth line? And get, like, a center. We could get, like, a Francesco Pinelli that, along the two snipers, and then have, like, all defense fourth line. So Pinelli isn't a bad option at all. And he's got, of course. So, yeah, DePenta from Ottawa, the first pick, center sniper. Doesn't give him hope that's a sniper, because a lot of times they can develop, but nobody crazy off bat. But yeah, Pinelli, he's got an X factor. It is shocking, although it's certainly a playmaking one. Puck skills low, 89 passing, 5-star, D-Keen, yep. He wouldn't be a bad option. Definitely not a bad option at all. His value isn't up there too much either, so could use one of those first-round picks to get someone like him. This dude for the Rangers, Sean Bruce, third overall pick last year, center playmaker. Again, though, we need more win now players than guys like that. Linus Erickson isn't signed, though. Pittsburgh, nobody. I mean, Patras. Oh, no, we don't want that. Ellis for San Jose. Could take a chance on him, former third-round pick. Again, though, I don't need prospects right now. Ty Nelson, defenseman, though. We don't really need that. Same thing with Bean. So, looking like Montreal is piquing our interest the most here. As we get down to the last teams. Fabian Zetterlund is here. Sniper, though, don't really need that. Ryan Suzuki. I mean, we got better options. So, let's go back to Montreal here. I mean, you could make the argument for, like, a Slavkovsky on, like, half retain. Power forward does have a set of abilities. If we can find a playmaker, it could be him, Wallace, and a playmaker on that third line and just be a unit. That does excite me a little bit. The only thing is, it's not too much more than Pinelli. We could just go for both. That could just be, like, our big trade. Now, the controversial part of this, they don't want anybody, though. They just want prospects. I don't want to give up Lundin. I want to give him a shot. Oh, actually, what is he? Oh, he's a two-way forward. Okay, so he can play on the fourth line. That's perfect, though. That's perfect. Now, because we're acquiring another offensive player, you could argue we could cash out on Joe Aginla. Now, here's my argument. He's on a great contract, though. But Aginla is kind of stuck right now. He's not going to move up anytime soon because our top 6 right now is pretty set. Shudin, Iserman, and then we've had, like, Aginla, McKenna. But, I mean, these 3, and then Leonard, Aginla, Niemanen, these are all 89 pluses. They're not really going to go anywhere unless Caden Wallace develops. Now, Aginla and Wallace they are the same overall, and Wallace is 4 years younger. So we got to prioritize him over Aginla, and that kind of just leaves Aginla. I mean, if he stays on that third line, he's probably going to drop to a top 6, in which his value is going to tank. And he might even lose that Schneip ability as well. He is on a great contract, which does help, but I say we go all in for next year. You know, we went all in the year we went for the Cup. We acquired guys. I think this trade could really push us over the edge for next year. I really do. Now, I know they don't want him, but that would be the value that we could add to this, as well as like a first. So let's see. Washington would be able to... Okay, yes, because we do need them to retain as well. So that is one hurdle that we do have to get over for this trade. Because Slavkovsky cannot make that much to be on this team. Alright, so that is approved. Now, that does boost their value, of course, because... Well, at least Slavkovsky's, because he is. Now, another guy we could add to this trade is Andronov. And the reason being, if we're going to move up Stapleton, because he should be ready, that means he would replace one of these two. Now, Daxton Rudolph we have for the next 2 years at 2.5. I know he did drop in overall, but, I mean, he's been great himself. These two have been very good. It's really hard to break these two up, but because we don't have Andronov signed, it's no guarantee we keep him. So I say, while his value is where it is, we could move on from him. Now, obviously, they're not really interested in these two, and the value isn't all the way there. So this is where we add, we'll give him the 21st, too. I think that's fair. All right, so my first offer is going to be Joe Aginla, Andronov, and the 21st pick for Uri Slafkowski at half retain and Francesco Pinelli. Will that go through? Not quite. Okay. I'm not afraid to add the other first, but I want to see if we can kind of nickel and dime them here. So we're going to add a third for this year. It still isn't there. Okay. We're going to upgrade that to a second. Will that go through? No. All right. This should at least get it close. So we're going to offer them the 21st and the 25th pick. So they're getting 2 first-rounders, which are later, but nonetheless first-rounders. You could argue a middle forward defender, but more of a bottom pair defender. Still got some time left. He's, what, 25? Yeah, so he's got another year of development. So if they give him an ice time, he could develop. And then Joe Aginla, a guy that just needs a chance to play. Medium elite. We took him 13th overall. If Montreal is looking to build around young players, this could be a great acquisition for them. So will this go through? We're not accepting. Okay, so they don't want to retain as much. Now, can I get away with bumping it down then and still be cap compliant? Let's try that. 3.5. No, okay. Let's bump it down to as much as about I can. We'll go 250K. Okay, now we're over the cap. Or can I get it even a little lower than our last offer? So I had to retain 3.5. Okay. Is there anybody that we can dump? I mean, now you could argue that we can actually flip Rudolph because he is making money. Although there's no guarantee we can get Andronov for less than 2 mil. That would mean, I mean, we do have Zacharias that we could use, so... Oh, wait, he's up this year, too, so not necessarily. Okay, as Columbus makes their pick, they go with Strudwick, DFD. Hopefully they kept all that stuff I had for this trade. Okay, good. That's at least a bit of an upgrade from last year, although I don't like that it kicks me out. I mean, I wish it just came across the bottom of the top, Montreal or whoever selects this player. Any forwards, I mean, that are signed next year that I could give up? Wallace for keeping, obviously. Lundin is on a 2-way anyway. He's on a 2-way. And these are all 2-ways, okay. So, I am going to replace Andronov with Rudolph. I know it might screw us up a bit in the offseason, but if it allows us to drop this a bit more, then that could really help us get this trade. So we'll drop it down to 3 mil retain. Let's see if that goes through. Okay, so it's good to know Rudolph is about the same. Can we go down to 275? Okay. Will they accept that? No. 250? 2.5? Come on, we're really... I mean, they're not even retaining that much at this point. It's for a year as well. Like, come on, guys. 2.5 or 2.25. Jesus, man, they are really... Okay, now we're over the cap. 2175 is the most I can do right now. They still say no. Okay. Alright, let me bump it back up to like 3 mil, and we'll add like another pick. We'll start adding the value back. Maybe that will help them decide on that. So let's go ahead and add a third. Still no. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Alright, I'll add a second. I don't really want to. I still think it's worth it, though. If we're going to go all in, we might as well go all in. So let's try this. Alright, now let me try to drop it down again. 275. Will that go through? No. Alright, 2.5. Come on, guys. You gotta give me some leeway here. I mean, I'm doing the most I can, pretty much. 235? I mean, what else do I gotta do? Still, I think this is a great trade for both of us, man. I really don't see why they're... Are they really that concerned about a few dollars? Like, I think that's the most I can go down. Yeah, I can't even... Okay. Is there anybody I can take back that they're giving up for, like, negative value, basically? I can't really take anybody on contract, so... Really tough here, okay. So we might have to acquire penalty. We might have to break this up into 2 trades, which might be the best option. I still need to retain on Slav just because he's making too much. So I'm gonna go back up to 50 and see what I can do here. We'll kind of do one-for-one trades, see if they like that. So a Ginla for Slavkovsky straight up, I don't think will go through. Fair enough. Let me add... Let me try to add Andronov first. If I can do that instead, that would be really helpful. Because then if we had to... I guess I could try retain... Well, no, that was the issue before. So let's try this. A Ginla Andronov. Still no. Okay, let me add a pick. Like, we'll start off with a third. Okay, always interrupting, man. This is annoying. Nashville gets a center grinder. Still very annoying with this game. Let's go back to picks. Third rounder. 89th overall. Will that go through? No. I feel like we're close, though, so I'm going to really try to be stingy. Third and a fifth. No. How about all... Well, we'll try the... I'm just going to really be a dickhead. Alright, the fourth and fifth don't go through. We'll just up it to a second. Okay, so now... It's about the retention. So, let's start playing that game. We'll go down to 3-5. No. Okay, I mean, you can see the value is heavily in our favor, so... Still no. Okay. Down to 3 mil. They're only going to be paying, well, 3 mil, yeah. So it's... Man, they're really pulling my leg here. 2.8, is that good enough? No. 6.5. I mean, I'm really... Man, this is... Maybe I do have to up it to a second. I mean, I really can't go too much farther down than that. Alright, let's try the second here. Okay, second and third. I'll try to up the value. This is tough. I think, like, this is about the lowest I can go, too. Alright, let me add a pick. I mean, this is, I feel like we're, like, right there. It's just... Alright, fine. We'll go all in for Slav, then. Let me get, you know what? Might as well just do the 21st. But I am going to raise this again. Because if you're going to get a first out of me, I want to get some money retained here. Let's try this out. No, alright. The good thing is they're already talking about the deal would be good. We just need salary down. But again, I could just be wasting my time here. I really want this to go through, though. I think that would be a dynamite third line. It's just not working. We might have to get them at, like, really cheap retain. That might be the only option. And giving up the first for this isn't the worst. I mean... Alright, 2 mil retain we're going down to. Still no. Can I give you another pick just to take some off? I mean, this is, like, dumb. 185. I mean, you gotta give me something, man. I can't pay a third liner as much as you're giving them. This will take them down to 6 million, which is still a lot for I mean, this is ridiculous, man. I can't get anything. At this point, I even wonder if it's worth it, because then I won't be able to afford anything. But it's Slavkovsky for the third line. I mean, 89 overall for a year. We could... Well, then we don't have the picks. That's the only thing. Alright, I mean, I think I do want to go through with this trade. I'm just going to see how much they're going to retain. We're just going to, you know, kind of accept whatever they're going to give us at this point. We're just spamming them with trades. I mean, guys, like, you really can't retain $1 million. I mean, look at, I'm already getting to the point where I can't even trade for them. So 125, and I think I just offered this to them, right? Like... Oh my god, dude, please stop kicking me out. Like, they gotta fix that, bro. That is annoying. Alright, let's go back up to 2 mil. And, I mean, I just don't think it's possible right now, man. We can try to get in the offseason. Again, like I said, though, we want the picks. Is there anything I can add to this? Guess we already tried that. Nice. Let's try third. I mean, guys, there's not much else I can do. Alright, I guess since we can't... I mean, I really, really want Slavkovsky. Oh yeah, Ogren was extended though. I mean, Hunter Haight was the other guy that we had in mind. he would be a two-way forward. He's a lot cheaper, both in salary and as a player. I mean, at this point, though, I think we just wait to free agency. And then we can make a move there, sign somebody. I mean, we don't have a lot of money to play with, so I guess let's just make our picks. And I mean, what is there any trades for our picks? I didn't want to do that. God. Like Zetterlund, but yeah. All right, let's just make a couple picks here, and then hopefully we can just. I mean, if those guys are still there at top 6, it'll be a little less, but at least yeah, there's some guys here. 2 years out. This guy's actually still here from pick 18, so I feel like we probably should just take him. 2 years out. Yep. Let's go with Nicholas Mateau here with the 21st pick. I mean, I think that like him if he was 66, it would say 3 years out. I mean, he's kind of just all around. So, we kind of know what we're getting right now. So, there's that. I mean, yep, might as well take the Kaiser. Might as well. So, hopefully we can use. I mean, they're just prospects we can add to trade value. It might be a little lower than the first, but I'm not sure. So, what else could we go for here? There was that goalie. When's our next pick? We have 89, so we could take a chance on this guy, Shudin. I mean, Shudin, goalie. I feel like I just have to just because it's Shudin. Let's go ahead and pick him. And he's medium elite, 60 overall as well. How old is he? And, okay, he's 19. It's still a good pick for us. Okay. I mean, I really don't want to trade him now. I was going to say trade value, but just because he's Shudin, I kind of don't want to get rid of him. What do we got? We could take the other goalie. Honestly, I might just start taking shots at some of these guys. So, we took the goalie. I mean, we should have a pick anyway. Let's take a chance on Fitz here. And he is low elite. Okay. So, I mean, oh, he's already 19 at 53. So, that is a very long shot. But I've seen low elite shoot up in overall. So, I'd rather take that than, like, whatever's here. A top 6 defenseman, bottom 6 forward. Like, mine as well. Yep, we'll take the goalie, Svitov. Another medium elite goalie. And then if we have another pick, we can just take that other chance on that low elite dude. Oh, there's Woodley. Woodley could be good. But because this guy's 3 bars, I'll take a chance on him. He could be low top 6 and it'll be shit anyway, but wow, low bottom 6. Let's see what Woodley was just for fun. Okay, it's the same player, so. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get out of this draft. I think I'm honestly going to leave it there. And, you know, if you guys want to give any thoughts as to what we should do, what we could do, if we should go for a guy like Slavkovsky, a guy like Hunter Haight. Obviously, we have free agency to get to, so we can wait till then, see what's available. We'll just see what the best option is for us. I do want to just go all in right now because Quinn Hughes, 32 years old. He's only got a short window left. There's only a certain amount of years we're going to have this core for, so we might as well go absolutely all in. You know, trading all of our picks and prospects, trying to acquire win now players, and try to, you know, because if we can win like 2 more, like if we win 2 in a row right now, that's still a dynasty. 3 cups in 4 years or 3 cups in 5 years, like that's still a dynasty. So, but I do want to get at least another cup out of this team. I think they definitely have that in them. So, but yeah, you guys let me know any thoughts in the comments, what you think we should do, and appreciate you guys checking out this one. And as always, you guys take care.